Alright, it has become very clear to me by the people at TikTok that my videos don't necessarily meet, an appropriateness, a mature behavior standard that they look for when it comes to the content on their site. So going forward with this channel, etc., etc., I'm going to try and be at least a little more, not family friendly, like the stories and the content is going to be the same. It's just going to be how I say it so I don't get shadow banned, you feel me? Like, I'm trying to, make content maybe, that could be fun. Anywho, when I was a sophomore in high school, there were certain things I was doing that wasn't necessarily the most family friendly, so we won't get into specifically what I was doing. But one day I went to this girl's house, and I live in a state that has, some rural areas in it. So when we went to her house, it was, a pretty rundown kind of farmhouse. Now, the squad here, it was me, my buddy, we're going to call him Roger, and my buddy, we're going to call him Abe. So me, Roger, and Abe are out and about going to this girl's home. Now, we were going to this girl's home for one reason, not because we thought she was cute, not because she had friends over, no, because we were going to acquire that Appalachian green, man. We were getting that farm Hicktown green, all right? It was going to be smacking. It was grown in the basement kind of vibes. Now, Abe was older than Roger and I. While we were sophomores, he was a junior, so he had his license, so he was the one driving. But he didn't have a car, so he was driving my mom's car. So we pull up to the property, and the first thing we notice is there are no cars, no garages. There is no evidence that these people transport themselves at all on the property. Now, their nearest neighbor was about like a quarter mile down the road, and they had multiple vehicles, and they were very similar homes, so you'd assume cars would be parked in the same spot. No, there were no cars on this property. So we assumed that, okay, I guess her dad or mom, or both her mom and dad are out, and they just don't have a car on the property. It's chill. So we get up to the door. We have Abe knock because Roger and I are little scaredy cats. And Abe knocks at the door, and a man comes to the door. We weren't expecting a man. We didn't really know how old this girl was. She didn't go to our school, so we kind of assumed she had already graduated. We knew we had seen her seen her around our school the year before, but she wasn't in school our sophomore year, so we just assumed she was a senior when we were freshmen. Seeing there were no cars out front, and we kind of made the assumption that her parents were out. That's why there were no cars out front. Seeing a grown man come to the door really did throw us through a loop. Abe does the talking because he's better at talking than Roger and I. And we get invited into the home where we are to sit at a kitchen dining room table style. Like, if you've ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the scene where it's family dinner. The dining room setup was very similar to that. So we're sat down at this table, just kind of waiting, kind of seeing what's happening, hoping, praying, whatever you want to call it, that we're not going to get eaten Texas Chainsaw style. That is when this girl finally just came in, and she had the green on her, and she sold it, and Abe was the one that, bought it, so Abe bought it off her. That's when she's like, guys, don't leave. Let's pack a bowl. Let's enjoy the product a little bit. You feel me? I mean, she didn't really say it like that, but you get the point. So we're like, well, why not? You're so kind. So we pack the bowl. We enjoy ourselves. We pass it, and she says, how about another? And Abe, who's driving, initially goes, yeah, absolutely. And then that's when I remind him, hey, you are driving my mother's car. It's a nice car. Please don't fuck up my mom's car. Pretty please, thank you. That's when Abe is like, you know what? You're right. I have to drive later. Good call. We should go. We get up to leave, and she's very upset with us that we would like to leave her home. She's like, no, stay a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Do this a little bit, pass around the bowl a little bit, have a little sesh going. Let's hang out a little bit. We're in no rush here. Like, she's convincing us, begging us to stay in her home, and we have no clue why. It's weird. Like, you already sold it to us. You already made our money. Are you just trying to, smoke your product and, kind of scam us out a little bit? What's the vibe here? That's when we hear a very loud bang coming from the basement, and that's when the girl that we bought this off goes dead silent, terrified, ghostly pale silent, as if she just watched her mom get shot. She like an off switch. It was terrifying. It was, whatever that bang was clearly not a good thing, because she pretty much just shit her pants. Now, I guess me and Abe's fight or flight wasn't as strong as Roger's, because when Roger saw her face after hearing that loud-ass noise, he quite literally went, "Ah, fuck no," and then booked it out of there. He just fucking ran out to the car. At this point, she's booking it to the basement. We thought she was chasing Roger. She's just going to the basement. So we got scared for a second, like, oh my god, we're gonna die. Turns out she's running down to the basement. We didn't want to figure out what was going on down there, what that loud-ass noise is, and why is she freaking the hell out. So we follow Roger, we go out to the car, and right before we back out to leave, she runs up to her front porch and is yelling at us from the car. Now, initially we were like, wait, what if she needs help? Like, whoa, what if this isn't like yelling at us, go die? What if it was like, help, someone's dead, help us, call the police, whatever. So we opened the door. Well, I did, at least. I opened the door to at least hear what she was screaming at us. That's when she was screaming, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, total vibe switch from earlier. She is, like, hating us, screaming at us to get off her property, to leave, to run, go, get out of here, like, angry. Anywho, we still don't, I never talked to her again. I never blocked her, because I didn't think that was, like, I kind of wondered if she'd ever hit us back up, but she never did. Nothing ever transpired from this. It was just kind of really fucking freaky. It was just kind of terrifying and weird. I hope you all enjoyed this. I love doing these little, like, outro thingies. I think they're so silly and stupid. Y'all let me know what kind of stories. I have so many weird stories like this, so if you have any story requests, y'all just let me know. Keep me updated, comment, like, subscribe, etc., etc. And as always, stay freaky.